Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Em and today is February 29th, which means tomorrow is March and it's officially middle grade March, which I've been so excited about for the last couple weeks. I cut myself off from reading middle grade about 2 weeks ago and it's been so hard. I've wanted to dive in so bad, but I have made myself be patient. And I'm so excited that I can dive in tomorrow. I'm doing the intro today because if you know me, you know I get up so early in the morning so that I can get uninterrupted reading time before it's time to like shuffle the kids off to school and get our day going. And no one wants me to record an intro at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's not going to be fun for anyone. So I wanted to do it today so that I could just dive into reading tomorrow and then give you all an update when it's a more reasonable time of day. I have posted my middle grade March TBR, so you can check out that video if you want like an idea of what I'm picking from. If you don't care, then we'll just dive right in. I think I'm going to start tomorrow morning with Ways to Share Joy by Renee Watson. This is book 3 and I believe the final book in the Ryan Hart series, and this is a younger middle grade series about Ryan Hart who lives in Portland, Oregon, and it's just one of those series that's like, you know, Ivy and Bean, the Penderwicks, the Vanderbeekers, where it's just about this family. Maybe less Vanderbeekers and Penderwicks because that's about the whole family, and this one you're really just in Ryan's perspective as she navigates friendships and becoming a big sister and being a little sister and just her place in her family and in her community. I've really loved the other 2 books in this series. I think they're really sweet and just kind of quintessential like young middle grade in my opinion. So I will be picking this up first thing tomorrow. I'm picking this one first, one because I like the idea of like wrapping up a series, and 2, it's so short. I think I could easily read this in that hour and a half that I give myself before the kids wake up, though that's if I don't get distracted. I have definitely been a super distracted reader these days. I'm gonna blame it on being sick because I got sick last week and it totally knocked me on my butt. I don't know what bug is going around right now, but I do not recommend because it just like wiped me on the floor. Is that how that saying goes? Wipe the floor with me? Anyways, not a good time. Do not recommend. It just, my ability to hold a thought in my head for longer than 5 seconds is still crawling back. So if I don't get distracted, I could finish this tomorrow morning and then we'll just be able to go from there. I'm carrying a couple books over from February and none of them are middle grade, so I don't know how much I'll talk about them in this vlog, though I'm also not very good about keeping secrets. Not that they're secret, but yeah. The point of these vlogs is to talk about books, so I'm gonna end up talking about books. This is the plan. I have to do some things this afternoon to prep for middle grade March. I just have a message from my youngest teacher, so I'm gonna go deal with that and then talk to you later. Okay, everything's fine. I just wanted to add real quick that I have an hour before I have to go pick E up from school, so I'm gonna go run for some errands to set myself up for just the coziest reading day possible tomorrow. So we're gonna go get more yarn for the blanket that I'm working on, and I need to go to Ulta to get some more skincare stuff. Also, I heard e.l.f. has a lip oil that's a good dupe for a fancier brand. Don't remember what the brand is. And so I wanted to look at their color choices, and also what else do I need? Oh, I need another thing of BB cream because the one I was using is out, and the one I was using I loved it, but I had gotten it for free as a sample, and apparently it costs like $36 if you buy it outright. So I did some research to see if there was a less expensive dupe, and I have a couple choices. So I'm going to go see if Ulta carries either of them, and yeah, we're just going to go get things done. This is also the first day that I have felt mostly back to normal since I got sick over a week ago, and so I'm really just trying to like go with the energy while I have it. Okay. Good morning, friends. Officially happy March. Happy middle grade March. I did not read all of Ways to Share Joy this morning, mostly because I thought sleeping in a little bit was more important. So I feel like the struggle of parents everywhere is, do you prioritize time to yourself or do you prioritize sleep? Which one? And it swings back and forth all the time. And this morning, I just wanted a little bit more sleep. Though I didn't make, nothing to sneeze at. I'm 3/4 of the way done, just about. But as you saw, it's freaking snowing on March 1st in Oregon, because of course it is. I was very flippant of it this morning because it's technically not below freezing and the ground is super wet, but it's trying to stick to the grass. I don't know. We'll see what the schools do. Not because of what it's like in town, but we do have a very large section of our student body for the whole school district that is rural and lives like up in the hills and up in the mountains. So obviously, if we're getting this here, I can only, I've seen cars that have so much snow on them. So they must be up in the hills. So we'll see if my cozy reading plans get interrupted by children or not. But the plan now that I'm home from the gym is to just snuggle up and read. I got a lo-fi background ready to go. I got a little snack since I went to the gym, which, can I just say, is there anything better than going back to the gym after you've been sick, getting to move your body again? I tried to do it too soon earlier this week and it was not fun, but today it was so nice. I also am not pushing myself super hard. Oh my god, that truck has so much snow on the top of it. I was like a full inch on the roof of that truck. Okay, anyways, I'm so distracted right now. Anyways, I also did get distracted this morning because since it's the first of the month, Libro FM released their ALCs, and I did want to go and snoop at the ALCs, and there were a lot of good ones. Not every month is a good month for ALCs, but this month was a good one. There's a book that is one of my most anticipated new releases, was an ALC, and there's a bunch of middle grade books where the covers look really cool, but the synopses all sound the same. So I need to go do some research and read some reviews and see if people are liking advanced copies of the book. Because I'm trying not to just get audiobooks willy-nilly. Oh, sorry, I just spotted we have daffodils that had popped up and had bloomed. And they look so sad now. I should have cut them yesterday. I just didn't know I was going to do this today. Anyways, all right, that's enough chit-chat. So yeah, let's finish this book, and then I will talk to you what it is about after I finished it, since it's such a short little book. All right, a weather update. It's still snowing, and it's sticking. Maybe not sticking, but it's accumulating. I finished Ways to Share Joy. I also discovered that this is not the last book in this series. Book 4 came out at the end of last year, and book 4 is called Ways to Build Dreams. So I have a hold on the audiobook from the library. I don't know if I will get this before March is over. It says I have a 4-week wait, but it's also a 2-hour audiobook, so we'll see. But anyways, I did finish this. It didn't make me cry, but it was a close call. This one is, like the other ones, it's so cute, it's so sweet. But in this one, Ryan is really struggling with being stuck in the middle. She is a middle sister now, and she's also is stuck in between her two best friends a little bit. And so we're watching Ryan kind of navigate feeling stuck in the middle. And this spans in between Halloween and just before Christmas. And so one of Ryan's friends moved away in a previous book, so they don't go to school together anymore. And Ryan really misses her friend that moved away, but then also is dealing with her friend that's still at school, might not be going to middle school with her. Oh, rewind, let me back up. Ryan's in 5th grade, and I would say my only critique for this series is that it reads young. Like, Ryan does not read like she is in 5th grade. I would say she reads more like she's 8. Just having recently had 2 10-year-olds in my house. I mean, it was 2 years ago, but like they were just in 5th grade last year. And so she does read really young. So I would note that, like, even though Ryan is 10, I think this series is better suited to maybe like an 8-year-old. That's really my only critique, is that Ryan reads young. Ryan, I feel like I need to start over. There's a couple things going on in this book. We have Ryan dealing with her brother, who sometimes she gets along with, sometimes it's really antagonistic. They have a history of pranking each other, and then the pranks going awry, so that's a little stressful for me. I don't like that part. She's also dealing with some friendship stuff because one of her best friends moved away in a previous book and no longer goes to the same school that the 3 of them had gone to since kindergarten. And so she really misses her friend that moved away, but then her other friend is feeling Ryan isn't as good of a friend for her as she is. Like, there's a lot of talk about like a best friend and what is a best friend and how many best friends can you have and that kind of thing that like kids talk about. And then her grandmother's birthday falls on Thanksgiving, and so her mom is planning a surprise party, and Ryan is helping to plan the party, but then also spending a lot of time with her grandmother. I really like how strong the family unit is in this book. They've also had a lot of changes. In a previous book, like her father got laid off. Their money is a lot tighter for them in this book than it has been in the past for them. And so that's something that Ryan is trying to parse through as well. I just think these books are so relatable for kids, and also so hopeful, because even though Brian's parents are concerned about money, even though she and her brother fight, even though she's dealing with not fights with her friends, but friction, I guess, with her friends, like, it all comes back to this foundation of love and support and kindness, and I really like it. And I would this is a series that I would widely recommend because I think it's just so sweet and so relatable. We got one book down for middle grade March. Yay. I do have to do my February wrap up at some point. I have to film it today so that I can get it up for next week, but I also feel like I need to do a lot of cleaning since I was sick and didn't really take care of the house for about a week. So there's definitely some deep cleaning that needs to happen today, which means I need an audiobook. And let's go to where my stack is. Okay, I have almost all of these on audio. I'm gonna take out the Mistwalk Saga because I'm hoping to do a specific video with just this series, though I do need to reread book 1, but I'll save that for later. I don't have the next Myrtle Hardcastle on audio, but I think I could find it fairly easily if I wanted to do this. I do need to prioritize this one because I cannot renew it, and I think I've had it for about a week and a half, so I think I have another week and a half before the library is going to want it back. What happens in this one? Her governess inherits an estate on a Scottish island. I love when they travel in these books. There's another one where they go to a seaside village, and it's so fun. It's so fun when they go somewhere else. I mean, Before the Ever After would definitely be a shorter, let me show you the actual book, would definitely be a shorter audio since it's in verse. I kind of like to double up on these ones though, because I think there's really something to the format of a novel in verse, and while I usually love them on audio, I do really like to see the format and if the author made any choices with the way the words are laid out. I'm kind of leaning towards The Strangers. I believe this is a mystery series. Let's see, what makes you you? So there's 3 Greystone siblings, Emma, Finn, and Chess, and it's just them and their mom. And then one day they read about these 3 kidnapped children, and there are startling similarities between themselves and these strangers. They even share the same first and middle names, or the same ages. They have identical birthdays. And it says there's puzzling clues left behind lead to complex codes, hidden rooms, and a dangerous secret that will turn their world upside down. So that could be fun. I think I'm leaning towards this one because I kind of want something fun. It's definitely a chunkier book. The other one that I'm leaning towards right now is The Doldrums, which I have the audio on Libro. No, I have the audio for this on Libro. I think this one is on Hoopla. This one is kind of another one where parents go missing on an adventure and then the kids go try to find their missing parents. I wish you could tell me which one to read, like in the moment. They didn't have the time delay. You could just make the decision for me. I'm gonna go with this one because this one's been on my TBR the longest. And yeah, I think a mystery sounds fun. Okay, the other idea I just had, didn't take long for this to happen, is what if instead of acknowledging that I have a TBR for middle grade March, what if I went onto my Libro FM app and filtered all my audiobooks by children's, so I have 97 children's audiobooks. Some of those have been listened to already. Some of them are not, and then sorted them from shortest to longest, and then I just tried to listen to as many as I could today. Is that crazy? That might be crazy. But the one that is top of the list is Witches of Brooklyn, which, look at this, not at me, which this is my twins. This is one of their favorite graphic novels, and I've been meaning to read it for forever, and the publisher just had a full cast audiobook come out, and I love an audiobook adaptation of a graphic novel. Don't ask me why. I just love them so much. That could be fun. I think I'm gonna do that. What TBR? Who sticks to TBR? Not me. Oh, good gracious, it's bright. Hi, I have 6 minutes to update you all, and then I have to go pick up my youngest from school. First update is I made pasta salad from a Cozy Kitchens blog last night, and it's so good, and I've basically just been eating pasta salad all day, and it's delicious, and now I kind of want a donut. I don't know what's going on. I listened to all of Witches of Brooklyn. This was so cute. This is about Effie, who is an orphan and is sent to live with her aunt, who she's never met before, and her aunt is more like a grandma, and she lives with her partner in Brooklyn, and it is super cute. Like, I really liked it. I see why my kids love this book so much because it was so fun. And I think it's a series. I don't know. We've had this, when did this come out? This book came out in September of 2020. This is the ARC that I brought home when I was a bookseller, and I probably got it several months before it came out, and it has just been so well loved in our house. And then I'm probably about halfway through Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson, which is about, is it Zachariah? He goes by ZJ. Okay, ZJ, whose dad is a professional football player, and his behavior starts to change. So this one's sad. It's good, but it's sad. A little bit heavier, so I'm glad I listened to this first before diving into this, because as usual, Jacqueline Woodson's writing is gorgeous, but I'm ready for her to tear my heart out. So that's the update for the books. This is sometimes how I end up reading 30 books in 1 month. Just because I just have these short little things and I just blast through them. And then before I know it, I've read 5 books. Ooh. But it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm going to slow down after today. Today's just, day off time. Lots of time to myself. Prime audiobook time. I'll slow down after today. This whole vlog will not be at this pace. So I'm going to go get my youngest. We're going to have pizza. The snow is all gone for anybody who cares. Like melted gone. I don't know. It's just, this pre-spring time is just absolutely wild. But, all right. Let's go get my youngest from school. Okay, one last update for today. Otherwise, this vlog is going to be so long. My youngest and I went to the library after I picked them up from school, and I impulsively checked out The Spirit Glass, which is Roshani Chokchi's newest book, which I mentioned in my middle grade March TBR video. So now I have a physical copy. And then I very impulsively picked up the next 2 books in the Enola Holmes series, because I've read book 1 and I have audiobooks. I don't even know which ones I have audiobooks for, but I have audiobooks for some of them, and thought these could be like a fun little palate cleanser mystery. Not me being careless with a library book. My youngest had this really great idea because they heard that Nimona was nominated for an Oscar, and we are big fans of Nimona in this house. And so my youngest had the great idea of watching all 5 animated movies that are nominated. And so we're going to start that tonight. We're going to start with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which we have all seen, all love, big fans of this series. So we're going to watch that tonight, which means I'm probably done with my reading for the day. I think I have about an hour left in Before the Ever After, 47 minutes left. So I don't know that I will finish that today, but I will definitely finish tomorrow morning, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all, I feel like I left you hanging this weekend. The weekends are hard. You know this. They're hard for me to film with everyone at home. But I have updates. I did on Friday finish Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson. Accurately predicted that this was so sad. I don't remember how much of a synopsis I gave you, but ZJ's dad is a professional football player. And when ZJ is 12, his dad's personality starts changing, and this is set in the early 2000s, so doctors don't know really anything about CTE brain injuries yet, and so it's really ZJ, oh my gosh, am I saying, yeah, ZJ, chronicling what it's like to watch his dad's personality change, and the doctor's not having any answers, and there's not really a happy ending because there's no cure for that kind of brain injury. So it is sad, but obviously because it's Jacqueline Woodson, so well done, so impactful, very heartfelt, and I gave it 5 stars. It's so good. And then next, I ended up picking up the next book in the Myrtle Hardcastle series. This is Myrtle Means an Opportunity. This is the latest one, and this is a historical mystery series set in England. And Myrtle Hardcastle is the only child of a barrister, and her mother died when she was really young, and so she has a governess named Miss Judson, and then there's also their cook in their house helps to look after Myrtle, and Myrtle and Miss Judson, and sometimes her dad, inadvertently have to solve murders. And I really like it. I think it's really fun. I really like Myrtle. I really like the sense of humor the author has in writing this series. I'm not absolutely loving this one the way I have loved previous installments in this series. This series is great because theoretically you could read each book on its own, and you don't necessarily need to read it in order. I don't think you'll really, like, there's some character development stuff you might miss if you read them out of order, but otherwise they're fairly episodic. And in this one, Miss Judson, it's so shiny, sorry, discovers that she has inherited a Scottish estate from a estranged relative, or not estranged, but like a relative she didn't know she had. And so Miss Judson and Myrtle and the cook and Peony the cat journey to Scotland, and when they get there, they find that Miss Judson's uncle died under somewhat nefarious circumstances, and so they're trying to investigate what happened to him, and then during that investigation another body is found on the estate property. I find this series the most fun when Myrtle's father is there to act as a foil, because he obviously doesn't want his only child solving murders, and so it's kind of fun to have him really trying to put his foot down, and then Miss Judson and Myrtle like in cahoots over on the side trying to like get the murder solved. And he's not in this book very much yet, and so the dynamic isn't as fun because I don't know, we just don't have that same dynamic. I'm also not loving the location change. There was another book that I mentioned where they go to the seaside town, and that was a really fun adventure, but I'm just not finding this one as fun as the other ones. But I mean, it's still enjoyable. That's not like, I just might give this one like a 3.5 versus like the 4.5 to 5 stars I've given the other ones. But I'm gonna keep going. We'll see. I'm only about, I think I just about hit 50%. So still lots of pages to go, lots of mystery to be unraveled, and we'll see what I think at the end of it. Hi, I do not have a book reading update, but I do have a book purchasing update. No, I'm not proud, but let me just tell you that I'm obsessed with Chloe Gong and want to read everything she's written. So I went a little unhinged about that. So the first one I ordered from Thrift Books. Oh, it's a little banged up. That's okay. That's kind of the risk I take when I order from Thrift Books. I don't think it's anything a good, like, flatten. Couldn't fix. Anyways, These Violent Delights, which I have already read, but I wanted to finish Coffee because I loved it so much. And I did not buy These Violent Ends yet because I'm waiting to read it and make sure I love it too, but this one is here. And you can see it's a little wobbly, but like I said, I think if I squish it underneath something heavier, it'll be fine. And then this, it's not actually from the Broken Binding, but I ordered off of Pango. I did not need to buy this. I could have just let this one pass, but like I said, I'm obsessed with Chloe Gong. And I remember seeing this special edition when it came out last year and thinking it was so pretty. And I think it's, I don't remember if it's Fairy Loot or Illumicrate. Oh, they wrapped it so nicely. I don't remember which one it is, but I remember thinking it was so pretty. And then I was on Pango looking at Chloe Gong books, trying to figure out which one I wanted to very impulsively buy. And the person was selling this for $20. And I had some Pango bucks, and I feel like $20 for one of those book box special editions is unheard of because people always mark them up or are selling them for what they paid for the box, which I do that. But it was only $20, and it's, oh my god, it's so pretty. Immortal Longings. God, it's so, oh my god, what a stunning stunning book. And I love like the end papers. I'm very excited. It's so pretty. And I definitely need to prioritize reading this sooner rather than later. Okay, that's the update. Back to reading now. Hello, I have finished Myrtle Means and Opportunities by Elizabeth C. Bunce. And was gonna be honest, I was pretty disappointed with this one. I am giving it 3.5 stars because at the end of the day, like, it was still, oh, that was gonna be a lie. Maybe I'm not giving it 3.5 stars. I was gonna say it was still enjoyable, and parts of it were, but I found myself so bored with this one. I thought there were too many characters, too many new characters were introduced, so it was hard to keep everyone straight. The author also made a choice to write the Scottish dialect out the way it would be pronounced rather than what the words were. And it was mostly fine because I was listening to it on audio, but I just feel like if you are a 10-year-old reading this book, I could easily see the Scottish vernacular being written out the way it is really frustrating. And I also found it pretty distracting. Now, it's fine on audio because the narrator does a fine Scottish accent, but I'm trying to find a page to kind of like show an example of that's not a spoiler, and I'm really not having any luck. But I will show you that there's even, I mean, she went so hard that there is like a glossary and a lexicon to translate all the different spellings. And I don't know, it just felt unnecessarily complicated. I didn't like the murder. I mean, not that I ever like murder. The mystery felt needlessly complicated, and I caught myself zoning out during the resolution part. Like, as we're finding out who the murderer was and why the murderer did it, like, I was zoning out. I wasn't invested. So yeah, this one was pretty disappointing for me, which is a bummer because it's like one of my favorite middle grade series. But it is book 5. I don't know if this is the last one or if there's gonna be more. I did like, there was like a relationship thing with 2 of the adult characters that happened at the end of this that I have been kind of waiting to happen, so that was fun. And it introduced the idea that if there are more books, like, the format is going to change. Like, it won't be Myrtle and her governess and sometimes her father solving murders together. It was pretty disappointing. It's currently Tuesday, and I think this vlog is going to go until Friday. So I could read one more book in this vlog, make it a nice even 4 books. No, I've already read 5 books. That's not even, but 5 books in this vlog. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I will come and let you know when I make a choice and update you on how it's going. I will say I am leaning towards reading an Enola Holmes book, just because I feel like I'm still in a mystery mood. Hello friends, I forgot I was vlogging a little bit. I'm sorry to say. Also, I just didn't have very much to say about this book. I have been reading The Case of the Left-Handed Lady, which is the second book in the Enola Holmes series, and I read the first one, which I think is called The Missing Marquess, back when the movie was first coming out, and I really liked it. And the audiobooks are narrated by Catherine Kellgren, R.I.P., who is one of my very favorite audiobook narrators, and I love when I still get to listen to her voice. Sadly, she passed away a number of years ago at a really young age, which is really sad. And I always meant to continue with the series, and I never did. Since I had the audiobooks, I figured I would dive back in, and I didn't enjoy this as much. It's kind of forgettable. It's like, it has so many similarities to the Lady Sherlock series, just in the way Enola is having to conceal her identity, like Charlotte in Lady Sherlock masquerading as Sherlock uses similar tactics to conceal her identity that Enola uses in this to evade Sherlock, if that'll make sense. If you don't know what this series is about, this is a middle grade historical mystery series where the main character is Enola Holmes, who is Sherlock's very much younger sister. Her mother basically runs away, and Sherlock and Mycroft? Not Minecraft. Mycroft? I hope that's right. Want to send Enola to like a finishing school, and she doesn't want to do it. And so she runs away, and she's living in London trying to stay under the radar, but ends up solving mysteries like her brother. And yeah, I just didn't like this one as much. It felt pretty forgettable. I wasn't very engaged with mystery, and I don't know that I'm going to keep going in the series. I think I might be good. Or maybe this weird like winter to spring transition is just not mystery time. Maybe I need to try again in the fall when it's a little bit more atmospheric outside, but when it's sunny and beautiful, I don't really want to be reading about murders in dreary London, so it could be that. So I had planned to end the vlog today, but I don't want to go out on a bummer book that I didn't enjoy very much, so I'm going to extend the vlog into the weekend. And I started 2 more middle grade. I started a reread, which is The Wild Robot, and I could have sworn we had a copy, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm going to have to check in with my oldest and see if she knows where it is. But I saw the trailer for the movie that DreamWorks is doing of The Wild Robot that comes out in September, and it made me so excited. So I decided to reread book 1, and then I'm going to finally finish the series because I know we have book 2 and 3, which is why I'm confused about why I can't find book 1. I started this, and this is middle grade about a robot who crashes on an island with no human inhabitants and the relationship that this robot builds with the animals on the island. I read it a number of years ago and really loved it. I think this book is so sweet. I'm listening to it on audio this time around, and I like the narrator. I think it'll be a good time. And then I also started Camp Creepy by Kirsten White. This is book 3 in the Sinister Summer series, which this is another mystery middle grade series. I'm reading a lot of mysteries this month, but this one is set during the summer, so I think the vibes will fit a little bit more. And this follows the 3 Sinister Winterbottom siblings as they try to solve the mystery of where the heck their parents went, who their Aunt Sophronia actually is, and if she has any business being in charge of 3 children, and I'm sure what the heck is going on at this summer camp they've been left at for a week. I'm going to assume it's a week because in book 1 they were left at the water park for a week, and in book 2 they were left at the spa for a week, so that seems to be puzzle. Hey. Don't act out just because I'm not paying attention to you. Me and the naughty cat are going to read some more middle grade so we can go out on a high point. And I will update you when I'm a little further into, probably not even when I'm a little further into either of these books, because there are quick reads, so I will update you when I finish one of them. I finished Camp Creepy. This is book 3 in the Sinister Summer series, and I liked this one so much. So book 1, Wretched Water Park, was a 5-star read for me. I read it one day. I was obsessed. And then, what was book 2? Vampiric Vacation I didn't love as much. There were parts that I really, really enjoyed, but overall it just wasn't the same read for me. But Camp Creepy, it was back, and maybe not a 5-star. I gave it 4.5, but I thought this one was so fun. It's a little bit creepier than the last one was, which I really enjoyed, and we got some answers into the overarching mystery, but answers that lead to more questions. And there was kind of a reveal at the end. So I'm excited for where this is going to go in the next 2 books. And only because there's only 2 more books that I can read that are out. It was really fun. So in this one, if you haven't read Wretched Water Park starts with these 3 siblings being dropped off by their parents at their Aunt Sophronia's house in the middle of the night. And it's very mysterious and kind of weird, and they're not really sure what's going on. And then their aunt ends up having them go to this water park for a week. And the water park is weird too, and things aren't quite what they seem. And then the kids end up solving a mystery that is going on at the water park. And then in the next book, they're at a spa, and it just keeps going. But there's always the mystery of what happened to their parents. Why are they with their aunt? Why does she keep making them go to these different places? Like, what is going on? So you have that mystery, like, as an umbrella over the episodic mystery in each book. I hope I explained that in a way that makes sense. So in this one, they are dropped off at a camp, and the camp is too perfect. It looks exactly the way a camp is supposed to look, but everybody is overly excited. And it's just in like an uncanny valley kind of way. And so the twins' alarm bells go off, and so they are trying to figure out what's going on at the camp. So yeah, this one was really fun. And I had a great time, and I love the series so much. I'm gonna try and wait for a little bit before I buy book 4. It's just cause it's cause I've been buying a lot of books, so I need to not turn around and buy another book right away. But yeah, this was a great time. And so now I am going to turn my attention to The Wild Robot. We went to our local indie today and snagged a copy off the shelves, because apparently we owned book 2 and 3, but not book 1. I don't know. But now we have it. And I found where I left off in the audiobook. And this one will be a fast read too, because the chapters are super short. And then there's also like a bunch of illustrations. It's so bright. Wait just a minute. Let me fix this. That's a little bit better. But yeah, so there's illustrations on every page, and almost every page. Anyways, I'll finish this by tomorrow. And then that will be the end of the vlog. But I'm glad I decided to keep going, because this feels like a better ending than what it would have been after Enola Holmes. Hello friends. All right, we are finally going to wrap up this vlog. I finished The Wild Robot by Peter Brown yesterday. This is, like I said, a reread for me that I just couldn't resist after seeing the incredible trailer for the new movie that's going to be coming out in the fall. And I love it so much. I gave it 4.5 stars. I just think it's the sweetest story. It's about this robot who is on a ship being transported with a bunch of other robots, and the ship goes down in a storm, and Roz is the only robot to survive the crash, and she wakes up on this island that has 0 humans on it and is only populated by animals. And you watch Roz just learn about life from interacting with these animals. She learns how to communicate with them, she builds relationships with them, and it's just the sweetest, coziest, heartwarming, a little heart-wrenching. The ending is, if the movie is only book 1, like if DreamWorks is gonna do the whole series like they did with How to Train Your Dragon, even though they don't follow How to Train Your Dragon, but if this is going to be a trilogy the way How to Train Your Dragon is a trilogy, I am going to be a sobbing mess at the end of the first movie. I just know it. but this was a really great way to end this vlog, to end this week. I'm so glad I extended the vlog. Sorry, train. I'm so glad I extended the vlog to include this book. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the vlog here. This is everything that I read in this week plus some change, and it was so fun. I love middle grade March. I love getting to read all the middle grade March things, and I hope you found something in this vlog that you are also excited to read, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, let's do some sort of camp emoji, like a tent or a campfire or fire, or I'm not sure what all the options are, but pick your favorite camp related thing. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!